ready stories, credit ready stories she's got for us today. And Dora's the honest lady.
Okay, are you ready?
Born ready.
Okay, let's go.
Was I ready born ready? I mean, I just got here.
You just got here.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go for the first story. Are you ready? It's gonna be like crazy stories.
Give it to me.
Okay, so the segment is called "What's a crazy story that you've been wanting to tell, but there's never been a thread specific enough for it."
So what's a crazy story that we've always wanted to tell, but there's never been a thread specific for it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Long useless story for ahead.
Is that the title?
Yeah, that's
Long
the
useless
first
story.
Yeah, that's the first line.
All right then.
So a few years ago, I was promoted to a management position within the software company I work for. I was told I was handpicked for the job and thought it was going to be a big promotion. I would not receive a pay increase until I had the team performing at a minimum required performance standards. So 2 years in, I had the team running the best numbers it had seen ever since they started, so far exceeding the minimum standards. Every quarter I asked to be reviewed for a raise, and every quarter a reason was found to skip the review. I finally brought it up to HR into the mix because F this.
Okay.
I'm nailing this and busting my ass over it. So miraculously, I had a date set for the end of the month, and funny how that works out. Alas, a week before my review date, where I would surely be granted my rate increase, my direct supervisor, a micromanaging weasel of a man and CEO of the company, rewrote the minimum requirements to just barely exceed my team's current projected stats. That guy! Oh my god. So when I came to him, fist clenched, he explained his move as an unrelated adjustment to compensate for improved average performance. Totally legit. So of course, with this change in place, a week later, he took the opportunity with HR director in attendance to express his deep and profound disappointment with my performance and warned me that he expected me to go at the extra mile next week or face disciplinary action since my team had failed to make the new grade.
So, one second.
Yeah.
Not been paid yet.
Yes.
After 2 years.
After 2 years. No,
then,
he has been paid. He just didn't receive any of the pay increases.
Okay, he's supposed to get an increase if he gets the team running at some level, which
minimum standards.
Which he did, right?
Yes.
They were great, right?
Exactly.
And on the day of the meeting, the dude changed the rules. Like when I met
just a few days before the meeting, he changed the minimum standards.
All right, then. So then afterwards, he's now getting backlashes on. Hey, man, you have to get your team running.
No, afterwards he just went and confronted his boss, like his direct supervisor. So of course the change took place. I can't read. My tongue stopped working for a few minutes. So alas, yeah, I'm totally lost. That's your fault. You stopped me.
Sorry. Anyway.
Okay, so I was angry, so angry that I wanted to complain, but hey, it's the CEO. Okay, so it was the CEO after all. So who am I to complain to? He knew that too, and he sneered at me anytime he could. Okay. That's stupid. That's not like...
It's classic beach busting.
Exactly. So that's why I worked even harder, neglected my family and my personal health, and worked to drive my team to their limits. And we made it too. And so I was going to show that, well, I don't want to say insults, but yeah, that dude, when it became apparent that he was going to be forced to eat that pile of ish that he shoveled to me
So you mean
in
like
the
a
previous year.
Okay.
Stop it! I'm trying to be respectful. Come on.
Okay.
So in the previous HR meeting, he called me into a meeting to design and train a training handout for the team. So we bounced ideas back and forth, but something was weird. And every time I tried to assign a task to someone or set a due date on handouts, the CEO dodged it.
Could he do that? Could he just dodge it?
It seems like maybe he would just act like he
would
had
just not
another
call him
meeting
for
or
work
something like that. Yeah.
Or like be at the office before hours, he just leaves.
Maybe he would just like call in a meeting and try and put that to the side. So by the end of the meeting, we had accomplished nothing solid, and we tabled the assignment for a later date.
The meeting held without the CEO?
No, the meeting was held with the CEO to make like, what is it called? Handouts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so whenever he would talk about giving a task to someone and putting a date on it, the CEO would just maybe change the subject. That's what I'm understanding from this. And by the end of the meeting, we had accomplished nothing solid, and he tabled the assignments for later. Because it was tabled, and I assumed he would reschedule a follow-up, I filed my notes away, and moved on with other work. A month after that planning meeting, I was pulled into HR and written up for failing to issue the training handouts that we had tabled. And the CEO was in attendance and brought his personally typed meeting notes, clearly outlining that I was assigned the task that day. I had no recourse, and he was lying. And I said, as much as I was treated like a combative child, he acted insulted and incredulous. By the end, I was sent home for the day with a demotion off of the team, and I had built and worked so hard for. And I still don't know why the CEO had it out for me. He hired in his most like bootlicking assistant manager to replace me. He told everyone that he could how bad I did in that position, and I'll never be chosen for something like this ever again. So, what do you think?
In my opinion, I'd say one of the wildest stories I ever seen, really. And I think to think that people were actually going through stuff like this just to make ends meet, sad. Because I couldn't be treated like this. I would quit so fast. You've never seen anybody quit so fast.
But the problem is that this is very common actually, and it happens a lot. Well, even here, it happens very, very often. It's not just pay raises like this. I know of people who were supposed to receive pay raises, but every time it was oh no, there is the budget is not as big as it used to be. They cut down the budget, stuff like that, stupid excuses, or they would not say anything, and whenever he would ask, they would just dismiss him.
Wild,
yeah.
Honestly, just wild. Well, I hope the risers get some kind of resolution afterwards, or I hope they get a better job somewhere else.
Let's hope so.
And yeah.